All right, chat, YouTube, let's talk about Marathon. It was released, I did my react video, and I think initially the response that was shown online was mostly a lot of the Bungie community or the Destiny community and content creators praising and glazing essentially Marathon and how it was such an improvement. Everything is great. Marathon is saved. Life is good, man. And yet, and yet, is it really? Is it actually saved? Is Marathon actually saved? That is the question that many people have to say. And I think it's not. I mean, if we look, let's just go ahead and check, right? I think one thing that's important to talk about when you're talking about is you got to ignore content creators from Destiny. You've got to ignore players from the Destiny community because they're the greatest grifters in the extraction shooter universe. They don't fucking know or play extraction shooters. Now, they might play Arc Raiders. Like, there's content creators that have been playing Arc Raiders. But there's a lot in the Destiny community that is praising Marathon just because it's Bungie. They are grifty. And as someone who's dabbled in actually quite a few, and even played the playtest for Marathon, I have had a wide range of experience with different extraction shooters. Now we see the Marathon website. We can see that it's 18K to almost 4K dislikes. But then you go to actual PlayStation. Not a lot of people are actually following Marathon, but if you go to PlayStation, which a lot of people follow, it tells a different story. It is a grab bag. It is almost neck and neck divisive. And I think that's kind of where things really are. Oh, even Angry Joe did a reaction. Damn, I want to react to Angry Joe's reaction. For those who don't know, Anti-Real, the artist they stole from, said they reached an agreement. So either they're getting paid or the art is being changed. I'm not sure. Would be nice if the single player narrative driven game. Too bad it's not. Somewhere Durandal is crying. Looks like they changed the contrasting fluorescent color scheme because this was easier on my eyes. So there's hope. This has quite a divisive vibe. And you're already seeing people come out. So let's look at this original tweet and then look at the other tweet. I think Marathon will fall off within a month. I actually believe PlayStation is launching it just to try to recoup some of the costs for this project. Where we get this video today and no firm release date in 4 months. That just screams we're fucked here, Bob. Well, I think it said March. I'm pretty sure it said March. Looks like first-person Arc Raiders, and I'm all for it. I don't understand what you're seeing here. I can't wait for it. If you compare this to Arc Raiders, I'm sorry, but you are fucking blind. It is not even close to Arc Raiders. Recent closed play stuff also said it's way better than alpha stuff they pushed. I'm just not seeing a great content loop after players hit hard for a month. That has always kind of been Bungie's problem, being a massive Destiny fan. So if they struggled with it in PvE, with PvP as a small piece, I'm just not sure how they will do that in an extraction shooter. The game also went through an overhaul midway through, which normally is never good. So those are just a few of the things that worries me. Then you have, I have 200 hours in Marathon playtested since April. And those are low numbers compared to others. This game won't die in a month. I have utter confidence this will be Bungie's next Destiny or Halo. Oh, you mean the game that they gave up? Halo? Or you were talking about Destiny, the game that they're currently running into the ground. In fact, the retention rate has gone down to the gutter. Yes. If you compare this game to Halo, you are a retard. This is absolutely nowhere close to Halo. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Halo 2 and 3 are fucking iconic, generational, game-shifting creations. Marathon is not generational. It might be forgotten within a generation, but it's definitely not going to be generational changing. Marathon is not good. I can tell you as someone who's played it, it's not going to fucking move the needle in the extraction shooter genre. You are smoking the biggest amount of crack cocaine. When they say that drugs are bad, kids, they have a picture of you with a sign that says that Marathon is the next Halo. Fucking retards. Second, it'll be turn invisible guy versus counter to turn invisible guy every single game. Stale. This said this back in May, and I'll say it again. The ability to turn invisible in a game where you lose everything upon death should not be a thing. Not only can abilities turn you invisible, but now weapon mods too. Bungie, please reconsider this. There's still time. And I think when people realize that this game is, when they find out that it's a fucking extraction shooter and you die because some piece of fucking shit is invisible, you are going to absolutely hate your experience. I can imagine playing Tarkov. For people who play Tarkov, imagine some random ass scav going invisible because they picked up a gun that can turn you invisible, so they kill some random fucking bot, go invisible, flank you, and then they kill you and get all your shit. Skipping ahead, some of this is all Destiny related. Think they've won over a few folks with their deep dive here. I like what I saw. I'm pretty excited. And I think that someone mentioned in my comments, Bungie is fantastic at gaslighting people based on trailers. And I think a playtest needs to happen like ASAP, because you cannot trust this company and how they approach delivery of content via any kind of video. I'm sorry, you need live gameplay from people who aren't the devs. This one was great. Like, who the fuck unironically has big ass glasses like this? I thought it was Knoxville at first. Oh yeah, I said that. I said Johnny Knoxville, though I forgot what his name. It looks like the Timu version of the guy from Jackass. Will you buy Marathon for $40? Let's see. Let's see what people are saying. No, it looks like Roblox on acid. That's what I said. I don't mind it costing 40. Maybe I'll try it. I won't buy it because it's microservice slop. They'll probably cost 40 every 2 months. I tried revised beta and it didn't reach the level of Arc Raiders for fun. I'm going to second this. I can't say anything else of why, but I'm going to second this as someone who also played. And it's not the beta, it's the alpha. For fun, ease of understanding the game system is not worth. By the way, damn, I wish I could say something, but hone in on this right here. This person saying this is a problem. This person, not me, this person, but hone on to this. For NDA reasons, I can't say anything. But this person is breaking their NDA to tell you something. And that is something that is of concern. Your stream is glazing Bungie with minimal viable product. They release unviable minimal products. Johnny Knockoffville. Yeah. Nope. Bungie banned me. Okay. Not buying another game from Bungie again. The Destiny 2 content debacle has fatigued me. I'm right at home with Arc Raiders. Nope. Never heard of it. Is it some kind of long distance running game? Played it in some tests, and whilst I like the general atmosphere they're going for, I just didn't get a grip. I just didn't get gripped by the game. Stop asking people where they're going to buy Marathon just so you can have 2 or 3 more people playing with you in game. I wouldn't buy it even if it was free. They'll content vault some things and say it'll come back. Not going to bite this time. This is something that people need to understand. Content, you don't listen to the Destiny community. Don't listen to Destiny, Bungie, shills, content creators. These are the people you need, because there are people who have been hurt. Let's look at this. Currently, there are 42K, and we're using Steam numbers, but also consoles is around the same number individually. You add console together, obviously bigger number, but individually, we have already had the charts and data to show that it's about the same. So you have this on Steam. These people are no longer playing Destiny because they feel disrespected. They feel like their product, their purchase doesn't matter. They hate being lied to. There's multiple reasons. The reputation of Bungie is so soured. There is no way that these people are going to support Bungie and their game. And then you have people outside of the bubble of the Destiny community that also don't want to support it because they've heard about the word of mouth of the reputation. Scaro and Maddox are already running damage control. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're desperately trying to gaslight people. Scaro and Maddox are the biggest Bungie ball fondlers that you'll see out there. At one moment they'll say we're not shills, but then at the next moment they'll say my friends at Bungie. Yes, totally not shills, but hey, we got friends at Bungie. Don't listen to those people. You want to look at the wider gaming audience because they're the ones that Bungie wants. Bungie doesn't give a fucking shit about the Destiny 2 community because these people are not going to bring the food onto the table. If we have the exact same fucking numbers as Destiny 2 on Marathon, Sony is going to beat the living shit out of them like an ugly stepchild. These are the people you need to look at, the people who are not stuck in the Bungie bubble. I wouldn't play this slot for free, let alone play it. Short answer, no. Long answer, hell no. I'd rather take two $20 bills and set them on fire than buy this. No, I'm not trusting Bungie with a PvP game. Again, trust has been burned. And word of mouth, I want you guys to realize who are not in, who are in the Bungie bubble, like who watch me. We talk about Destiny, we talk about Bungie. We're in the know, but there are people outside of that bubble who have heard nothing positive about this company or Destiny. There is no faith. There's no trust. Bungie's reputation. People would trust Bungie as much as they trust Ubisoft at this point. As you can see, this is the general vibe that people are having. They are not excited. Do not live in this microcosm of Bungie and Destiny followers. Live in the real world gaming audience because that's what's going to matter. You can hate all you want, but the simple fact is, for a crowd of people who constantly talk about let the devs cook or should have delayed the game, yada, 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 isn't that what Marathon just showed us? At first look, there was some serious skepticism as far as visuals. Well, there was skepticism because Bungie stole some of those visuals. And gameplay, by the way, the gameplay has not changed. Like, people think that Bungie has dramatically changed how the gameplay is. They added to it. They have not actually dramatically changed Marathon. Marathon gameplay is simply about the same. They may have tweaked the enemies themselves, but that's about it. Though Maddox recently did a playthrough of the old piece. Yes, and he's also friends with Rebecca and all of them. And you know what? That's great. If he's gonna glaze something, glaze a company that deserves it. So shout out to him. Please glaze away. Marathon and Digital Extremes deserves the glaze. I'm right there. If he's a glazer, I'm right there with him. We can both take. I was about to both say, since we're talking about. I was gonna say we both can take a tit and suck it, but Steve is technically the CEO, so we could both take a ball and fondle together, right? I don't know where the fuck we're going with that. But anyways, I'm okay with him glazing it, and so I glaze with him, right? Marathon, Digital Extremes glaze? No, not Marathon. Warframe and Digital Extremes. What we were shown today, the game looks grittier, more dark and sinister. fun. They added backstory to the factions with endless mod and weapon support and a synergy of builds and actual archetype that feels unique to you. Added proc chat and made this look a bit more accessible to both hardcore extraction and the simplicity of the rook subclass for people who want to loot and scout. My point is, Bungie, while they need to do 1,000 more for the Destiny 2 community, really did listen to fan feedback and made real, visible, tangible changes to the game. That's how you build brand equity, isn't it? That's what we as gamers want, the ability to be heard and then acknowledge that we, the gamer, can help you make. You want a game you want to play. Dude, this is such fucking copium. Brother, how do you have faith in Bungie knowing that how bad they treated the PvP of Destiny? I think the fear of Sony entering them into oblivion and taking complete control. Guys, they're so scared of Sony that they actually give a shit. You're gonna play this. I've limited. Okay. The only thing I read is, I hope they pay me. I'm shilling for their game. If you like to eat shit, it's okay, but don't ask to eat shit with you. They turn Marathon, a single player game, into extraction slop. They are not listening to us. You do realize you don't have to buy it, right? As you just didn't have to come to my mentions to talk shit. But I guess being a negative merchant is the best alternative. I love people like this who are fucking retarded. This person probably consumes Destiny content. And because of Bungie focusing on Marathon, something that no one wanted, Destiny has absolutely been impacted and hurt because of the splitting of the teams and revenue to focus on building up a new game versus focusing on the game that people have supported for a very long time, or making a Destiny 3. That's another point of contention for people, is that instead of Marathon, we could have a Destiny 3. But people like this want to absolutely deep throat Bungie. Bungie could do no wrong. You're the problem. Some people lack the ability to critical think. It is what it is. Absolutely. People like this do not want to critically think. They just want to shove the big Schlong Jong Johnson down their throat and say that you're the problem. You're the negative person, even though Bungie is overly negative to its consumers. Synergy, dude, you just give up. This isn't a sneaky influence campaign. We know you're actively pushing this garbage because Sony is going to liquidate Bungie. We don't care. The damage is already done. We're not buying it. Devs should learn how to flip burgers. Non-gamer. How much is Bungie spending on you? It's per thread or tweet. Like, no joke. Bungie won't make this big no matter how you guys tweet. As you can see, there is people desperate, absolutely fucking desperate to spin a story. And you can see that most people are not willing to buy the shit you're selling. They added prox chat. They made the game darker. They slowed down the pacing. They made AI more deadly, but it's still got the hero shooter stuff we will see. By the way, everything this person has mentioned and everything that the other person has mentioned, that was done specifically because they were about to ship the game and no one wanted to fucking buy it. Let's not act like Bungie did this from the kindness of their heart. They did this because their backs were against the wall. They did not make the conscious decision to, like, anyone with two brain cells would have told you, to be competitive, you need to have the basic functionality that other extraction shooters have. It is the fact that this company doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. It has no foot or right to be in the extraction shooter because it doesn't know what it's doing. It barely knows what it's doing with Destiny 2. All these changes are because they are incompetent and they don't know what they're doing. Marathon and Highguard having a mid-off. Oh, shitty Xbox. Zero rage bait. I'm hardly the first person to shit on either of these two games, LO. At least Marathon actually looked interesting to look and play, unlike the copy-paste of many hero shooters in the case of Highguard. Having mounts is interesting too, if you're ignoring the fact that Paladins did it too. Marathon isn't mid, close to greatness, but just something isn't clicking. Arc Raiders also really put a dent in my interest in the game as well. And that's something to consider. I think a lot, like, Arc Raiders has done so much irreparable harm to Marathon. Why spend $40 on Marathon when Arc Raiders did it right from the get-go? And it's not from, that's the thing. Spend money on Bungie, who is a known greedy, lying, deceitful, doesn't respect its consumers, or Arc Raiders, where they have shown that they are listening and they're making changes for the benefit of the players. And they are actually making updates that people want to see. And it's a company that doesn't have a track record of being fucking shit asses. Steam reviews are wild, bro. Modern audience detected. Not recommended. Another Concord. It's Bungie, so 99% chance it's woke corpo slot. Another live service extract shooter that's somehow both generic and schizo. Character designs are androgynous, ugly, and weird. FOMO. What is this? Okay, this is when you take shit too far, dude. Oh, shit. Here's a good one. Let's look at the original post from Halo. Bungie, the creators of Halo, one of the best multiplayer suites of all time, shouldn't make a PvP title. People need to understand that people are what make a studio. Modern day Bungie is simply not Bungie of the past. Same goes for Ubisoft. Same goes for BioWare. These studios don't have the magic anymore. And I would agree, Bungie doesn't have the magic. Because the magic came from passionate devs, not the name of the studio. That exactly. That's something people keep talking about Bungie. Bungie does not have the magic. And Bungie really leans on the creators of Halo. Like, it really doesn't make sense to me. Like, just because this studio at one time made Halo, you cannot use that as guys, here's my check of I've got experience, even though there's maybe 3 dudes left who made Halo on that team. After watching this for a short period tonight, my feeling has not changed. If you're unable to critically think and understand that the ultimate killer of Destiny has always been Bungie, it has been Bungie. You're right. There's never been a Destiny killer except for Bungie themselves. There's really not been any competition. Hey, Destiny could capitalize, and that's another reason why Bungie's gotten lazy, is because they know there's no competition outside of the live services themselves. So other live services are direct competition, but not in the same genre. All right, we have Gamer Up. Bungie hasn't made a single player game only ever, if I'm not wrong. I think the original marathons were single player only. So I'm pretty sure that the original marathon were single player. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's maybe Google that. Marathon single player. Yeah. Marathon is the first person shooter developed. Yeah, it was primarily a single player game. Of multiplayer. Yes, the original had a strong multiplayer supporting up to 8 players. Okay, I'm wrong. There it is. This is why we do a history check. This is why I check before I say something stupid. Okay, so he's right. Everything, they've had multiplayer in some form or way. Since Halo, they have been only working on only FPS. So he's wrong because it was actually Marathon, ironically. They pivoted to single player. Doesn't make any sense. It's irrelevant who is in the studio and who doesn't. Bungie is an online game developer. Except they do a shitty job at it now. Really didn't understand the point of all these weapons and character mods in the tech test. So many situational ones that are like 10% were actually useful. I can neither confirm or deny, as I have played this. I have played the playtest. I can neither confirm or deny that what they say is true. But can I get there it is. Translate that, bitches. Take me to court on the not sure what counts for this, but there is a negativity. Oh, we'll talk about this in a minute. 2020 servers will shut down. Damn. I'll take that bet. 2026 servers will shut down. We'll have 2 Concords that year. How much you betting Warframe will outlive Marathon? Chat, do we think Warframe will outlive Marathon? put your, can I make a poll? Can I make a poll in the chat? Can I do that? I want to do that. Can I do that? Start a poll. Will Marathon outlive? Well, sorry, will Warframe outlive Marathon? There you go. I made a poll. Put it in the chat. Damn, Warframe already outlived Destiny. You're not fucking wrong. Yeah, so far 100% says yes, Warframe will outlive Marathon. They really should have actually made Marathon instead. That's a long time. Bungie's reputation is so fucked. I haven't been able to convince my non-D2 friends to simply sign up for this game's closed beta. I haven't had a chance to watch this yet, but I've been on the Marathon train since the first test. Yeah, I've tried spinning a bit more positivity about it in NRL and NRL people, I don't know, don't give a fuck. All I get is, oh yeah, they had this art steal, right? And didn't they kill Destiny? Heard that from I don't know how many people at ATP. Tried to get some members of my school esports team on it. It's a no. This right here is how the wider gaming audience views Marathon. Oh, isn't that the game that stole art? Oh, isn't this from the company that killed Destiny? That is, if not the best description of why this game will not be successful. You cannot just, gaslight people and assume that, oh, magically everything's delicious now. Sounds like a you problem. I've been playtesting this game for a year, and the last Bungie game I played was Halo Reach. Your loss. It was loads of fun. Sure. All my non-D2 friends, all of them are non-D2 friends, signed up. They'd have a hard time convincing people to download the free open beta, to be honest. We'll see. I think that's what Bungie needs to do. If there's a moment to really get out there and do a open test, this is it. They delayed it a year and looks exactly the same. Visually, it's different. Based on what we've seen, visually, it is darker. It's not as, Powerpuff. It's not as Powerpuff looking, right? It's not the Powerpuff Girls vibe. It is a little darker. The fact that PlayStation didn't learn from Concord that charging $40 for a live service game is going to be a disaster, that's not true. Arc Raiders is the proof in the pudding that it doesn't fucking matter if it's $40. The problem here is not even the fact that it's $40. The problem here is it's from a company that has horrible reputation, that is known to be greedy and scummy and does not give a shit about its consumers. And the fact that what does it provide that's different from its competitors? And so far, very little is anything. Like, I'm gonna be honest, there's very little that they have shown that shows that it provides anything different than Arc Raiders, except it looks like Roblox. It looks like you're playing Roblox with Roblox guns. Or is too much because the value is ass. And there's a lot of stuff I could add to that to talk about it, but I have to say I can't because NDA. There's a lot of things that are concerning, but I can't say because it's NDA. There was no delay. Yes, there was. I don't know what the problem is with the looks. I'm disinterested more due to it being another seasonal battle pass infected hero-based shooter, which is what it is. It does not look the same. You're tripping. Nope, you are just a hater. This looks way better, to be honest. If this was what they came out with initially, people might have a better opinion of it. That's cope. That's cope. I think Bungie getting close to everything being shut down for like 5 years and coming back. Just a name Sony can put on a random dev team to trick people. Probably. Totally. The duality of man. They delayed a year, looks exactly the same, totally different game. I thought this was funny. It's the same thing. It's totally different. They call it Marathon because when you see the game, you run away. call me delusional because the game looks great. When the main menu options are store 1, store 2, store 3, store 4, store 5, and seasonal store. Okay, I don't know what this means. All I see is store 1. Never heard of it. The only game that doesn't make me run away because pedophile? What the fuck? I saw people on my timeline suddenly out of nowhere praising this game, even though everyone has been nothing but hateful towards it, as if they should, since it was announced. This looks like ass. Why do people suddenly want to play it? They don't. It's people gaslighting. It's literally just the Destiny community gaslighting because it's Bungie. These people will suck the dick of $1 billion company and then help sell a pile of shit to other people outside of the Destiny community and make them suck Bungie's dick. That's the thing. This community is like a hive mind. When you think of like parasites, like in the horror movies where they go and they spread their infection and they take over the bodies of everyone. That's essentially what happens. Like all these little drones going around trying to spread the parasite everywhere. That's what some of the Destiny 2 community is. They just go outwards for Bungie to try to infect. Marathon is so good. You're a loser for real. What do you call your mother? Oh man, they're so fucking upset. Dude, the Destiny community have a fucking rude awakening when this does not go the way that they think it will. Because the gaming, like this will be a very great test. And I think we should definitely go to this right here. Not sure what accounts for this, but there's a negativity surrounding this game that exceeds reasonable limits. Is there an extremely popular YouTuber I haven't heard of who is just radicalizing people against this game? You gotta love it. That it's unreasonable that there's so much negativity to this game. It's so unreasonable, and it's always people who don't like this are radicalized. Like I hate fucking Scarrow because some of the fucking shit that he says, like whenever it comes to negativity, it can't be just someone who's just a dickhead. It can't be like there's just dickheads that are overly negative. No, it's always there's Nazis, there's dudes with numbers, they're Nazis. Dudes are racist that are coming into my, like that's the shit that I see from some of his comments. It's always anyone that's negative. The thing is, it's the highlight of it's the Nazi guys. It's always the guys with numbers in their head or that are Nazis in their profile. Like it is it's so fucking annoying. It's like sometimes it's just people who don't fucking like the game. You point to an ocean of people, and yes, there might be that one fucking racist asshole or couple of racist assholes. And there might be a legitimate person that has something Nazism in their profile. But damn, to use that as an example to paint as if everything that's negative or anything that's criticizing this game as they're just Nazis or they're just X, Y, and Z, or they're just grifters, or everyone's just radicalized by some YouTuber. No one has any critical fucking thinking. It's just a YouTuber who's radicalized everyone against this game. Or maybe the reality is these people who are retarded and don't want to live outside of the hive mind, that the main outside of the Bungie pocket, the Destiny pocket, people generally in the gaming audience, the gaming industry, the gaming world don't fucking like Marathon. It's a crazy thought. They just don't like it. People, and here's the thing, people were already glued to Arc Raiders when it was announced. People were praising it, people were excited for it, and guess what? It blew the fuck up. If you think that Marathon is going to get anywhere close to the same results as Arc Raiders, you are delusional. There is no point on the graph that has ever indicated a positive fucking trend. Well, and this is my response to this person. Let's see. If a majority of the game community doesn't like it, it has negative perception, or they have negative perception of the game. Bungie, who also mishandles Destiny 2 and disrespects the consumers, and no one asked for an extraction shooter from Bungie in the first place. So you got three things going against you. Yeah, you're going to have negativity surrounding it. Let's not gaslight, act like the general consuming audience is in the wrong and it's all just radicalization. Back in my day, a shit game was called a shit game. Let's revisit this in March. Let's. I cannot wait to blast. And here's the thing. This will be a great case study. Can Bungie, a company with such low perception from the gaming community, a company that disrespects, treats its consumers like shit, lies, steals, deceives, is overly just greedy, and a game that has had so much negative press, art theft, and overall is not even wanted by the majority. Even its own developers had tried to convince the higher ups not to make a fucking extraction shooter, so their own devs were against it in the first place. This will be a case study if Bungie can actually make a successful game above all of that. Can they rise above this mountain of shit? This will be a fantastic case study. And if they can do it, then this will show every other game company that they can be as shitty as Bungie, and it will be devastating for the rest of the gaming community. It will absolutely impact the value of video games in the near future, because people will realize that you can absolutely shit on your consumers. You can absolutely treat them like dog shit, and they will eat shit anyways. That is the tone and what statement is going to be made. You can treat your consumers like dog shit, and you can still convince people to buy your shit. Get the snake oil out, baby. Get the snake oil out. They'll still buy it. So it will be actually very, very interesting to see how this plays out. But overall, I do believe that this has been a mostly mixed to negative response. Like I said, it's definitely mostly mixed response. I fully expect Sony to jump from a roof when this flops and goes EOS in a month. Also, I love this statement from DMG. Bungie, growing into a multi-game studio, has had its challenges. That's an understatement. What was shared today about Marathon paired with the Destiny 2 Renegades launch a couple weeks ago shows how ridiculously talented and dedicated these teams are. Yes, talented so much so that you are not moving the needle. You're not changing. You're not giving the players what they want, because not only did no one actually ask for an extraction shooter, no one asked for a Star Wars fucking expansion, which is not moving the needle whatsoever. It is not dramatically changing the fact that your player base has jumped off a fucking building. So many folks are working to make the best damn games possible. That's a fucking lie. It's a dream to watch the Destiny community continue alongside a new growing Marathon. This doesn't make any sense. This company has said, this is not meant for the Destiny community. This is supposed to be a new game. But now we're like, no, this is meant for the Destiny community. This is a fucking extraction shooter. Stop gaslighting your community into thinking that this is like Destiny. This is a completely fucking different game. I am so tired. I'm so goddamn tired of Destiny content creators and the developers gaslighting this poor bastard community into thinking that when they buy this, they're going to get an experience equivalent to Destiny, when they realize they're going to constantly lose their shit. They're going to get railed in the ass, especially the fact that most of the fucking people playing this game are fucking casuals. And when you boot up the fucking extraction shooter genre, it's not a fucking casual genre. You're going to get your ass clapped. You're never going to get good shit because you're going to continue to get railed. And when they find out that there's a seasonal wipe and they lose all their progress, we're talking about the community that still does not want Bungie to remove content a community that is still complaining about the content vaulting, which is, I'm not saying is a bad thing, by the way, but I'm pointing it out. They are still harping on the DCV all these years later, but you expect this community to fondle your fucking balls over to Marathon and then be okay the moment that you wipe all their progress, all their guns, all their experience is out the fucking door. You expect people to be, yep, this is a great game. I'm okay with this. The moment that happens, you will see whatever small amount of fan base that is desperately clinging to this game will fall off a fucking cliff because they will realize this shit stinks. This is not what people want. Not in the gaming community and not in the Destiny community. Hope is to have an overarching Bungie community hosting players of our games, and anyone who engages the Bungie Foundation, not just loyalty program, but something more. A good friend and colleagues were always talking about leveraging the seventh column more frequently as we start building these vibes up. Excited to start looking to more opportunities to lean in there. Some players may only hit one game we make, but for those who that play both, we just want to chill with folks. We have like interests. That's where the overall Bungie umbrella is. Yeah, you make games that you're supposed to build friendships, but all it's doing is breaking friendships, including the friendships of your developers, because most people don't fucking like your company. They actively want you to fail, me included. They want you to cease as and exist because you've bastardized the franchise that they have grown to love. You continue to disrespect them. They have no trust in you, and they would feel that any other company would have, hell, I would give Ubisoft a shot at Destiny over fucking Bungie at this point. And that's saying something, is fucking Ubisoft is also a asshole company. Let's be honest. But I agree. I do think Marathon will fall off after a month. I don't think you'll see the increase that Arc Raiders will, because once people realize, and here's the deal. Here's the deal. You're like, well, what about Arc Raiders? All these things you say are true, but what about Arc Raiders? Well, Arc Raiders was never really picked up by the Destiny community. Sure, some Destiny content creators definitely did play Arc Raiders, but it was mostly picked up by like Shroud and these PvP players that protypically do these wider range battle royals, extraction shooter games. Whereas Destiny is mostly used to Destiny content, or Warframe for that instance. We're talking about a community that has not gone outside of its umbrella, and it may be willing to do so because it's Bungie, but when they find out that this is not Destiny by any means, they're going to have a reality check. And you're asking people to spend $40 on that? I'm sorry. Bungie is akin to Amber Heard in a mattress store. I love this from Legendary Drops. While some of the improvements they've made are generally impressive, I can't see Marathon succeeding because the developers don't understand the genre on a fundamental level. This should have been a PvE game. It's clearly their best skill set. And it is. Like, look at Destiny 2. They don't know how to balance their own fucking PvP in Destiny 2. And you expect them to be able to balance a extraction shooter? Nah, bro, you're cooked already saying PvE, LMAO. I mean, yeah, they literally mostly do PvE. The people who made Halo don't understand PvP. Bro has not played Destiny PvP. I played it when it came out, but I don't remember anything. I love people who come to bat for Bungie and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Holy shit. I haven't played Destiny since it came out. What's wrong with it? Surprise Pikachu face. Surprise Pikachu face. While your stuff is usually great, this is not a great take. I've been involved in every play. Oh, this is the guy we saw earlier that was sucking the dick of Bungie. And this is the most fun PvP game I've ever had the chance to play. The world design and lore they've created. Bro, I don't know what to tell you, but glazing lore and an extraction shooter, you are something retarded. No one gives a fucking shit about the fucking lore. It's not that game breaking. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the lore isn't that fucking game breaking. It's not a PvE game. It's PvP. You're mostly killing other people. And what happens when you consume it one fucking time? You can watch a YouTube video and consume the lore without spending $40. That's the funny part. It's not like Destiny where you want to play through the story. There is no story you play through in a extraction shooter. You sit and listen to the fucking logs or read shit, which you're probably going to have Bife do a video on anyways. He's going to save you fucking $40. It is like, how fucking retarded are you people? The world design that lore created blows Arc Raiders out of the water. This is when you know you're fucking retarded, when you try to say it's better than it's not. It's not like it's nowhere near better than Arc Raiders. I don't care if that's breaking NDA, but I'm making the statement. Arc Raiders not even fucking close. Dude is tripping. Nah, fam, play the game during the upcoming open. How much, as someone who's played it, he's fucking delusional. How much is Bungie paying you? Like this, again, dick suckers be sucking dick. They won't be successful because of lack of expertise. They won't be successful because they are swimming in Red Sea, the genre already packed to the brim with quality titles. Unless they're bringing something more novel, fresh, and engaging, they're fighting the war on a back foot. Yeah, I mean, you can't even say, you can't even say that, oh, they have unique boss fights or dungeon. Bitch, we have that in Arc Raiders. Big ass giant robot battles. I've seen some epic shit. Arc Raiders has more interesting world than Marathon with all the bots instead of the basic humanoid enemies. I mean, the enemies are robots. I'm gonna say something. I don't know if this is breaking NDA, but they could have made a Marathon a PvE game because some of the most unique, like interesting fights was with the AI, not with people or players. Like, I don't know if that's breaking NDA, but I'm just gonna say it. If you were an expert, you would be developing successful games, not here trying to convince people not to get Marathon. Bungie, this nobody. Yes, because Bungie, who almost closed down, forcing them to sell themselves off to Sony, the company who also has had years of controversy and losing 90% of its player base, is developing successful games. Lol. I love that. I had to do it. Fucking retards. Yes, because Bungie almost closed down, forcing them to sell themselves. The company who also had years of controversy and losing 9% of its player base is developing successful games. God, people are fucking retarded. Imagine saying the creators of Marathon, Mac, Myth, Halo, Destiny don't understand PvP. And when was the last time Halo was good? Destiny PvP has not received real content. You do realize that the people who made Halo are all gone, right? Bungie is not the same Bungie. So yes, they don't understand PvP. Look at D2 currently. They destroyed Destiny 2 for this. They neglected Destiny 2 and wanted resources on us. I hope it fails. There's just something special about people who are absolutely retarded. Bungie, the creators of Halo, one of the best multiplayers, shouldn't make a PvP title. Again, people are so fucking retarded. Yes. Bungie and the less than 10 people still left the studio that worked on Halo 15 years ago. Damn, man, you really got me. Yeah, get him drops. Fuck this dick sucker. God, the clapbacks. I'm so glad he clapped that ass. Sorry, but I think the PV comment, devs not knowing the genre is a bad take. PV is part of the genre. Maybe they're just trying something different. Okay, circle jerk yourself out, buddy. I think you're the correct one. A long, perfected Halo campaign could have saved our souls. Throw in the PvP second and just, yeah, they could have done a Halo-esque version of Marathon. I think that would have been the smarter play. I think you could have done a base PvP and then go for a Hail Mary. Marathon could have been the reboot of a Halo, but without Halo, right? Obviously, like Marathon could have gone the same track. They could have done a second home run with a strong campaign. Like that could have started a trilogy with Marathon. Instead, we got extraction shooters. The creators left Bungie. No, the Halo 3 team has not stayed intact at Bungie. I really wish people really just sit and look at what happened after every successful launch for AAA. Layoffs. Most the people who made the games we loved over the years don't even work in the same company anymore or even in the same industry. Yep. Luckily, some of the Halo Bungie that used to, you know, exist actually have their own company now and or work at a different company. Legendary multiplayer studio shouldn't attempt. I love how retarded people are. These are the people who don't fucking know what they're talking about. So let's count the retards who don't know anything about Bungie anymore. You don't know. That's one. Not every damn attraction shooter needs to be PvP. Almost like people should stay on a single player games. Yeah, that's kind of what maybe that's what Bungie needs to do instead. Posts like this make me reconsider the average intelligence of my fellow man. Motherfucker, have you played this game? Easily the best PvP. I agree with Tammy. I agree with Tammy. I absolutely agree. When I read comments, I too reconsider intelligence of the common gamer. I agree, but not for the reason you think. Embark went from making a first-person hero shooter with the finals to a third-person extraction of Ark. Them not understanding the genre on a fundamental level never prevented them from making a good game. There's a difference from making a PvE, PvP looter shooter to an extraction shooter. Whereas Embark has experience strictly with multiplayer PvP and is making multiplayer PvP. What a dumb statement given the love for every game's PvP that Bungie has ever made. Like, genuinely not thought about take. Why would they leave Destiny to make PvP only extraction? Have you played Destiny PvP? They've already abandoned that. It's clearly their best skill set. Their PvP game has been hemorrhaging players for years. Yeah, so has their PvP. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bud? It has PvP. Speaking of skills, losers with no skill complain about being losers with no skill. Okay, I don't entirely disagree. It should have been PvE, but we are almost in 2026. Is the only argument you guys have. My opinion, Marathon developers went negative after it was found out they were stealing artist work. That's worse than not knowing the genre. That's like setting the entire genre on fire. What's funny is y'all want extraction to be a genre when it's a glorified side dish. Even though extraction, like Arc Raiders, is successful, but okay. I mean, the enemies are humanoid shape instead of random shape like Arc does with balls or spiders. Alien planet has weird alien shit on it. Anyways, pew pew. That was hilarious. They made Halo. Why say they shouldn't make PvP? You played Destiny only when it first came out, and I don't remember it. He answered the other person's question, and he's own at once. They made Halo. Why shouldn't they make PvP? Sid, you're joking, right? Like maybe I'm not understanding your comment. The Bungie that is currently there did not make Halo. There's maybe 2-3 dudes who made Halo. The people at that company did not make Halo. Most of the people do not exist anymore. They've left. They've literally gone to different companies. Like, even Pete, who worked on helped make Halo, is now gone, and he was the CEO. Like, they don't. Anyways, it is such an interesting to see that it is a very mixed at being nice. Marathon is being received at a mixed rate, but I do think you will see more. But Bungie is so professional, awesome software company. Yeah. Oh yeah, so professional. They're so professional that they paid the artists that they stole art from after being caught. After the art director and 8 other Bungie developers stole their art. And that, yes, it wasn't one Bungie dev, because the art director and the 8 other people have been following that artist for years on Twitter. It's like, people are so retarded that they believe that only one person stole the art, when literally the leader of the art is following the artist. And he's like, I've never seen it before. I did not have sexual relations with that art at all. Never did it. Anyways, I'm here for the journey. I'm here to report, and I will continue to report. And if it becomes the golden goose, I will report that this was the golden goose that Bungie needed. And if it's a tragic downfall, I will report it and dance on the grave regardless. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's going to be successful? I don't, but